This is
episode 103.
103 of the Cherry Purls podcast. Welcome. We are a knitting and fiber crafting podcast coming to you from just outside New Orleans, Louisiana, and we are super glad that you're here with us today. So I am Robyn.
I'm Mary.
You can find me as Teeny Button on Instagram and Ravelry, and you can find my hand-dyed yarn at teenybuttonstudio.com.
On Ravelry, I am Snippin' Fool, and on Instagram, I am Cherry Purls Mary.
Snip in fool.
Yeah.
You always say, sometimes you sound like you're saying snipping fool.
Snippin'.
You're just going around with scissors, just
Snippin' Fool. Oh, and I do not sell Bitcoins.
Oh, yeah. She had her account.
Instagram account spoofed, and everybody, they added an extra R to Mary and an extra R to Cherry, and then this person was messaging people that I followed saying that I was selling Bitcoins.
Yeah, so if you want Bitcoins,
I am not the person.
Yeah, we don't know where to get them, sorry.
Yeah, only coins, chocolate coins.
Chocolate coins, yeah. We have a podcast group where you can find the show notes for this episode. That is Cherry Purls Podcast on Ravelry. It'll be linked down below. That's where you can find all the links to everything we're going to talk about, as well as our knit-along thread for our knit-along.
Yep, show notes will be there.
Yes. Speaking of knit-alongs, I just want to put a little announcement. I will not be doing the Harry Potter cowl, the Teeny Button Studio Harry Potter cowl this year. Mostly because of J.K. Rowling and her recent transphobic tweets. So I'm still on the fence with things about J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter and stuff. But unfortunately, I will not be continuing that this year. But I will be announcing the winner for last year, 2019. So stay tuned for that in the Ravelry group at Teeny Button Studio Ravelry group. So we have drawn a winner. Last episode, not last week, last episode, we had a pattern collection from Katie B, who is Bebopper Designs.
Yes.
And it was for her Quick Knits gift, her Quick Knits
ebook,
thank you, for like quick Christmas gifts. So the winner of the full ebook, there's something wrong with me today.
Maybe they just ate.
So our prompt was, what was our prompt?
Tell us a recipe that you like to...
Yes. Favorite Christmas recipes. So our winner was post number 4, who is LMECOLL. I'm not sure how to say that, but her name is Linda. And she says she started a tradition of making homemade cinnamon buns every Christmas Eve for Christmas morning breakfast. Everyone looks forward to them.
I loved reading those because everybody sounds like they had some really good, baking kinds of traditions or recipes. And that was fun to read. So Thank you.
We will let Katie know who our winner is, and she will send the pattern over. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Okay. We also have another knit-along that we have started. We're starting.
Yes, it is time for the 4th annual Mystic Krewe of Yarnius knit-along.
Yay!
We have been doing this for 4 years now, and the rules are the same as they have been in the past. So I will review them again. So this knit-along will run through January 6th, so it's already started.
Yes.
Today is January 9th. And it'll run through the entire Mardi Gras season, ending on Tuesday, February 25th, which is Mardi Gras Day. And the prizes will be drawn from both the chatter and the finished objects thread. So the rules are that you knit or crochet with purple, green, or gold yarn. So you need to have one of those 3 colors in your finished object. And it needs to be enough of those colors to be evident in the finished objects picture that you post in the finished objects thread.
Not just like a single stitch of purple. It needs to be mostly...
Yeah, you need to be able to tell that it's purple, green, or gold.
Yeah. You can pick one color, not all 3.
Yes.
If you just have purple or just green, that's fine.
Absolutely. Spinning is allowed as long as it contains purple, green, or gold fiber, and it needs to be at least 0.7 ounces in weight, which falls within the range of a small completed knit or crocheted object.
Yeah, we did some math for that. I'm not sure how we landed on that number.
I don't know either, but this was 4 years ago.
We're sticking to it.
That information got pushed out a long time ago.
These are the rules, and we're sticking to them.
The project must be a completed item, so no single socks, no blanket squares, so it needs to be a standalone project. And you can use Krewe of Yarnius to tag your projects here on Ravelry if you're interested in. So it'd be hashtag Krewe of Yarnius, and you can also hashtag that on Instagram. Yeah. But tagging and posting on Instagram or Ravelry is not a requirement to participate. So we will open up a chatter thread and a finished objects thread in our Ravelry group, as well as post these rules. And if you have any questions, let us know.
Usually we draw pattern prizes from the chatter thread, so
Yes.
even if you don't finish, it might be worth it to post in the chatter thread.
Sure. You still have a chance to win a prize. That's why, we do draw from both, because sometimes you want to participate, but then some things come up and you're not able to actually finish. But we do appreciate people being involved and wanting to discuss things and to talk, and so we honor that as well.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Just FYI, I will have some Mardi Gras yarn. I've had some people ask about Mardi Gras yarn. I have 2 new Mardi Gras Louisiana colorways. They'll be coming not tomorrow, but the week after. So
Tomorrow is
10th,
Friday.
so the 17th.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah. So, Mardi Gras, we like to share. We did one year. We did one where we kind of shared a little bit about Mardi Gras every episode, but that was when we were podcasting.
That was our very first Krewe of Yarnius. So if you want to go back and review that, you can go back on YouTube. Thank you. 4 years ago, about this time, 4 years ago, and
Wow.
we did some discussions about what crews were and about the different parades and things like that. Talked a little bit about king cake and all that kind of stuff. So
If you're interested.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that again because we have yarn to talk about. So,
Yes.
How many finished objects do you have?
I'm not sure, because they're small. I didn't count them.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to do them as one thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have finished?
I have 2.
Well, you go first.
Okay, so we took a trip to San Francisco in the middle to end of December, and I wanted something that was portable on the plane, but I haven't really been feeling sock mojo lately. So,
Which is strange.
yeah, I don't know what it is with me lately. I just, I have socks on the go, and I pick them up, and I'm like, I'm not feeling it. So, I did cake up a skein of my DK, Squish DK base, and decided to make a pair of mitts. So I don't have show notes, but I do have my phone. So
I have show notes.
I meant to write show notes.
But we will have complete show notes.
Yeah, I just want to get the name right. These are the Porto mitts. And let's see. The yarn is Teeny Button Studio Squish DK, which is 100% merino. And the colorway is Bayou Boogie. And again, the pattern is Porto, and the designer is Megan Nodecker. I hope I'm saying that right. So I cast these on the night before we left for San Francisco, and I finished the first mitt on the plane.
And then up fast.
Yeah, and then I finished the second mitt the next day. So it ended up super quick. But I really like it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the monkey sock. It's not the same pattern, but it kind of has that arch shape that you do with increases and decreases. So I really like them.
Those are nice.
Yeah, I really like them. And I like how this knit up. This is my Bayou Boogie colorway, and I hadn't worked with it before. It's not a big seller for me. I find some of the yellow greens don't do as well. I don't know why. But I do like.
I think it looks nice.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And this is actually the only pair of fingerless mitts that I finished in 2019. But they knit up so fast. I just don't have much use for them because it's not the knit that I reach for most often. I usually look for shawls or sweaters. But
sometimes my hands are cold though. I like fingerless mitts.
Yeah, it was just a good change of pace. So I think these used 60 something grams, so half the skein.
A little more than, yeah.
Well, they're 115 gram skeins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could probably get another pair out of it, or a hat or something.
Yeah.
So
good project.
Yeah, I just really like the variegation in there. But there's Presley meowing at the door.
Oh, yeah.
He does that. Why don't you
okay. I should have been more prepared here. So I have been working on Advent socks. I showed, okay, that was from last time. So I showed these when last podcast, and I've knit a bunch more. So I think that's the other one.
Yeah, that's the first two.
Okay, that's the first two.
Yeah, this is from the Teeny Button Studio Christmas and Hogsmeade Advent. So if you, I guess nobody's still opening them up, but
and I'm not sure.
I was about to do a disclaimer.
Yeah, I'm not sure what order they are. I bought.
Yeah, this is. I think I can tell you. This is 3.
Okay. Well, why don't you? So there's one. So that's
You
That
tuck
was
the little heels in.
yeah. When it's easier to measure them up against each other.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get it.
Because Mary the Idiot didn't really take a measurement.
No,
I just hold them up against each other.
I know Mary the Idiot. I know Robyn the Idiot sometimes too.
So I'm not sure what day that is.
That's 6.
I'm just gonna do them like this because the heel's tucked in the back.
There's heels, we promise.
Yeah. I love this color.
It's all right.
And I love this color.
Yeah, that one I might do in full skein.
See, these two, you know what I'm
LSU.
thinking?
LSU.
National Championship Monday. I love the way this one knit up. Look at that.
The little blips.
Yes. And then this one.
And then you're doing them with a little fold over.
Yeah, so I'm knitting like an I-cord around the back, and then I'm going to sew it in to where it's going to have something I can hang them whenever I put them up next December. So they'll be my little Advent socks. So I've knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I've knit 10 of them. And then I've got one on the needles right now.
Oh, you're knitting out of order then.
Well, they weren't supposed to be out of order.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
because I think that's like 14 or 15.
No, this is 12.
Oh, okay. Wasn't that far off.
2 and 1. Yeah, so this is number 12. For some reason, I skipped number 11. The 11 I didn't put in the bag when I took these with me. I took these with me to, this is what I knit on the plane and while we were in San Francisco, and then I've knit on them a couple of times, like if I'm watching TV or something like that, because it's something to knit hats or socks or what I like to knit whenever I'm watching TV.
And you're just using the same like sock pattern?
Same as what I use for me. It's a rounded toe and then fish lips kiss heel, and then the top I'm just doing, I think it's 5 rounds of purling all the way around, and then an I-cord.
Kind of gives you like a rolled brown.
Yeah.
Rolled cuff.
Yeah, just kind of, how sometimes at the top of stockings, it'll have that little,
furry bit.
Little furry bit at the top. That's kind of what the look I'm going for. So
I think it works.
Yep. So that's my only finished objects.
I have another one. I have a big one. I have a long, like an old one. So this is my bobble shawl. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. And I started this year and a half ago. I think I started this like September of 2018. And I really enjoyed it, but I kept working on it in like spurts.
Other things were grabbing your attention.
I don't know what the deal
was.
Because it's an interesting knit and it changes often enough to keep it interesting.
So pretty.
So I used 3 colors of La Bien-Aimée in their skinny singles, I'm pretty sure is what their base is, but it's their singles base. The speckled color is Autumn O' Rhinebeck, which is the India Untangled color from 2017, which I ordered from the India Untangled website. The blue is Isle of Arran. I actually got that from a D-stash. And then the pink is their Sorry colorway, and I actually got that from our friend Rick at Whimsy Stitches from his D-stash. So all 3 are purchased separately, not with the intention of going together, but I think they work really well. They do
go well together because the variegated here picks up those 2 colors.
Yeah, because you kind of see it.
So you've got speckles of both the blue and the
pink. I could even do like an orange instead of the pink, but I like the pink.
Yeah, I like the pink too.
So I had the 2 skeins of the speckled color, and one of them was a lot more speckled than the other, which happens sometimes. So I used the more speckled skein to do the lace section and the less speckled skein to do the stripes and the syncopated brioche down here.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I think it worked pretty well.
I think it looks great.
It's a pretty good size shawl. I did block it fairly aggressively. And I really like the edging. I think it's really cool with this brioche pattern. So
nice.
Yeah, I like the size. I'm happy with the size. I did have some bleeding issues with the pink because I did a bleed test before I started, and I emailed them and they said it should be okay, just use cold water, which I usually do anyway. So I did pin and spray. I did not submerge with some water to block it because I didn't want the pink bleeding into the other colors. I guess it would only bleed into the gray, but even then I didn't want
Didn't want it to happen anyway.
Yeah. So, and I know it's a risky color because it is so bright and so saturated. So
That's why you do the pen and spray.
You know that going in. Yeah. So I didn't have it rub off on my fingers or anything, so I'm not worried about it rubbing off on clothes. I'm just worried with the water. So yeah, I think it got stuck in my bun. I really like it. I would knit this again, but I don't know why it took me so long. I think I have other projects I'd rather do, but I think I might have this knit as a sample at some point. Not anytime soon, but like do my own yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe with like a speckle and 2 solids again.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, I do really like it. I'm very happy with it. And I'm happy to have it done because it was one of my oldest whips. So those are my finished objects. So we got whips.
There you saw them. Well, I've got one more.
One more.
I started. It's just a little bit.
Okay, well, I'll go next since I have 2. So I think both of these whips you've seen before. I haven't started anything new. But I do have, let's see, my Hintermost cardigan, which is a pattern by Bristol Ivy. So I have 2 finished sleeves. And they match mostly. I was out with friends and I was knitting. I finished the color work and I was like 3 inches past. And I realized I forgot to change back down needle sizes. Or no, back up needle size. I was going from a 6 to a 7. So I didn't rip it back. I just left it. But I think they're close enough.
Yeah, I think they're close enough.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. So this is a pattern by Bristol Ivy. You knit the sleeves first. And then you knit the ribbing flat. And then you join in the round. It's inside out. Okay. And then you knit the whole thing in the round. And then you join the sleeves. And then you do the top shoulder bit. And then you steek it. So here's what I have of the body. And here's where my steek is going to go. I'm very nervous. But I've never done it before, and I want to try steeking, so we'll see. So I think you pick these up later and knit them some sort of witchcrafty way. You knit like the fronts somehow after the steek, maybe? It would make sense. But I don't know. That's why I buy a pattern, so I don't have to figure it out for myself.
Yeah.
I just do what Bristol tells me to do. So
trust Bristol.
Yes, I've knit a pretty good amount. The ribbing took forever, but I did the full 3 inches. I was getting very tired of it towards the end. I'm going to be complaining about it.
Yeah, there was some complaining.
I thought about stopping it and just being like, it's close enough, but, you know.
You'll be glad that you did.
Yeah, so now I'm just knitting in the round forever and ever. I'm doing some decreases, I think. But it's the good part of the sweater knitting where all you have to do is just go mindless in circles. So.
That's what you do.
That's what I'm doing. Oh, I am knitting, let me share the yarn. I don't know why I threw this project bag on the ground. So I'm using Teeny Button Studio Tweedy DK, which is a 85% superwash merino, 15% Donegal tweed. So this colorway is Dumbledore's dressing gown. And then this gray taupe colorway.
Yeah.
Mushroom color is a shortcut to mushrooms. And I think they work really well together. I really like them in the color work.
I think it looks great.
Yeah, and the tweed gives it enough interest, I think. So, and I'm keeping this in my fat squirrel bag. I'm actually using both of my fat squirrel bags for both of my whips.
Look at you.
I really love this one with the foxes on it. So that is my first whip.
All right. Well, I just started this, and then I had to put it down because I've gotten back into cross stitch. So I've been doing a lot of cross stitch, but I did start this. This is a shop sample for Robyn.
Oh.
This is the beginning of Turning Point by Joji Locatelli. What?
Just looking.
Oh, so this is just the first color. It's going to have 5 different colors in it, so it's just a baby start. But
wait, no, it's the fading point.
What did I say?
Turning point?
It is fading point. I'm sorry.
What's the other one? Starting point?
Starting point.
There is no turning point. Is there?
There was a movie Turning Point.
That's not what we're thinking of.
I'm trying. It's fading point.
Okay,
it's fading point.
There's the one with the blocks of color.
It's fading point.
That's the starting point. This is the fading point. Okay.
Fading point.
You're confusing me for a second.
Yeah, I know. Fading. So, but it is by Joji Locatelli, and so this is the first color. There's 5 other colors, and I don't know the colors because you give them to me without ball bands.
I'm not going to waste a ball band on you.
Well, that's fine, but I can't tell people what color is. So
this is Keeper of the Keys. They're all Harry Potter colors, which again,
okay, so that's the first color.
Keeper of the Keys.
And then
that is Hagrid's Prized Pumpkin.
Okay. Then there's this one.
Tea at Hagrid's.
Then there is this one.
That's the Burrow.
And then there is this.
These are reversed.
Well, I didn't pull them out in the color I was supposed to.
Okay,
they're not in order.
Other than those two, they are in order, so that's what threw
okay.
me. This one is Hogwarts High Inquisitor, which is a Dolores Umbridge reference.
So this is the order that they're going to be going. So, in fact, this is how it's going to fade. Mm-hmm. So this will be the outside, and then it'll go into the center, and then then it'll fade back out, ending in this one again.
It's real fancy. You've knit one before.
I've knit one before. I really love it. It was with almost all of your colorways except for one, and it's kind of like my go-to shawl whenever I'm wanting to wear something nice and big and squishy.
Yeah.
And
it's a rectangular, like, I would call it a stole shape. It's like a rectangular shawl.
Yeah. It's really a nice shawl, and it looks really good in variegated colorways because it's some garter, and then there's some lace and some garter and some lace. And Joji writes a beautiful pattern, and I really like knitting her knits. So I'm doing a shop sample for Robyn. So this is a beginning.
Yeah, and this is in soft sock. Usually I bring soft sock to shows because it's a really versatile yarn.
It is.
So you can use it for shawls or sweaters or socks or whatever you want. And it's also one of my most affordable yarns, so I like to showcase my more accessible bases when I can. Because if it was up to me, I'd knit everything in like MCN. But
not everybody likes to knit in MCN.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't like to use MCN in my socks.
Yeah. That's understandable.
So I would knit everything in MCN.
Almost everything in MCN.
All my shawls I would do.
I would knit everything in alpaca if I could. I love alpaca. I don't know why I don't have an alpaca base. So this is my second whip. And yeah, okay. So also in a fat squirrel bag. This is the one I got at SSK this year with the little kitty cat on it and the little yarn ball. So cute.
Am I holding this the right way? Yeah.
Yes. This is the Starflake mystery cal. It is mystery no longer. It was
gotten big enough to where it's bunching up on the cord.
It started in October, so if you haven't finished it by now, like me, you probably have already been spoiled.
Yeah, you've probably seen other people doing it.
And this is actually very fitting because I did these two colorways were new for this kit, and they are David Bowie colorways, and David Bowie's birthday was yesterday. So the red is Ziggy Stardust. I think I've shown these on the podcast in the last episode.
You did.
And the blue is Space Oddity. It's like a cornflower. It's a little bit lighter on camera. But I love it. I love it so much.
And this is singles?
Yes, this is solo singles. It is a high twist single, so you don't get as much of the
David
pilling.
is like looking at you.
Yeah, there he is. There's a little
3D.
So I am on clue 6, I think. This is really all I've been working on lately. I'm on the eyelet section at the bottom here. You really can't see it because it's all bunched up.
But you can see eyelets there.
Yeah.
Even though that's the back.
It's okay. You get the idea. So you do a couple more of these stripy rows. I don't know if you can really even tell. You do a couple more of the stripy rows. And then you do something where the bottom, you can block it out as points. So there's like obviously some more short rows in there. I haven't read the whole pattern, but I'm really excited. This is going to be a show sample. So if you come to DFW or any of the other shows that we do, you can see it in person. And I'll probably have kits for it, probably in soft sock, because I love soft sock. So, but I really like it. I think it's really graphic, which I think is. This is a mystery knit along by Stephen West. I don't know if I said that.
You said it was a mystery knit along, but I don't know if you said it was Stevens.
That seems to be kind of his go-to sometimes. It's very graphic designs like this.
Oh, he's definitely does graphic.
Yeah. So I really love the brioche. There was an option to do garter instead, but I'm really glad I went with the brioche.
Oh yeah. No, the brioche really makes it.
Yeah. It's very hard to see. Actually, it's a lot bigger than I realized.
Well, it's bunched up on the cord.
Yeah.
If you had a longer cord. But maybe next podcast it'll be done, and then you really get to see it.
Hopefully, yeah. This is all I've been working on lately, so hopefully it will be done. So that is my other whip. I thought about casting on something like a New Year's Eve cast on, but I just would rather finish stuff up. So, and there's no patterns out there that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to knit that right now. So, we'll see if something grabs my eye. Probably soon, because,
Makes sense.
you know, might have a bout of cast-on-itis. So, we have some Throw Me Something mystery.
Yep. I just have one. What?
Don't get more than that.
I think I bought something. I bought something in San Francisco, didn't I? I completely forgot that.
That's
Well,
okay.
I'm only going to show what I got for Christmas, and
We'll
I'll
show
have
it
to
next
remember
time.
that. Show that next time. I
had to think for a second. I'm like, did you buy something in San Francisco?
Yeah, I think I saw
Yeah.
it.
Let's start with that. In San Francisco, it was a family trip, so we didn't have a lot of time to peruse all the yarn stores that if it was just the two of us, we would have. So the only yarn store we ended up hitting was Firebird Yarns.
And we went there with...
I went there with Rosalie.
Yay, we got to meet Rosalie.
Super exciting. We also used Lyft for the first time. So
yeah, we were big girls.
We were so proud. I mean, I feel like a real functioning, like,
Adult,
yeah. So, Firebird Yarn was very cool.
Yeah, that was a nice store.
The owner was super nice.
She had the coolest glasses. I loved her glasses.
Yeah, so they had a bunch of local dyers. They had some cat sandwich. They had some machete shop. But I'm trying to not buy sock yarn, which doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. So I decided to go with this. And I'm super excited. It's super, like, woolly. I'm kind of into more non-merino. I was trying to find a word, but like not merino, not BFL, like
things that you don't sell.
Well, not rarer wools, but like breed specific wools that aren't merino or BFL. So this is from Sincere Sheep. It is their Cormo base, Cormo worsted. It is 100% Cormo from Geese Ranch in Campbell County, Wyoming. So this colorway is...
Doesn't it say it right here?
Cumulus, thank you. So
Look how pretty that
it's so pretty, and it's like a lofty, like really light woolen spun,
made by hand in the Napa Valley.
Yeah, so it reminds me a little bit of Brooklyn tweed, but it's not. Doesn't have some of the same issues that Brooklyn tweed has.
It's really soft.
Yeah, Brooklyn tweed, I was surprised it's not as soft as I expected.
No, I don't think Brooklyn tweed is soft at all.
Yeah, and some of the bases have a tendency to come apart. I've heard. I've never worked with Brooklyn tweed, so I'm just telling you what I've heard. But this is plied, so it's not going to have that issue anyway, but it is pretty soft for being Cormo. So I am going to use these three and make a Salt Shawl by Sylvia McFadden, who is soft sweater. I've had it in my queue forever. And I was going to get yarn for it at Rhinebeck 2018, and I ended up not getting that yarn for whatever reason. But now I have the yarn, and this is kind of the color that I was thinking of. So I don't know when I'll cast it on, but I'm excited to have it. And
You've got it when you're ready.
Smoosh it. So very exciting.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah. Should I go again? Or
Yeah. Go ahead.
So this was purchased at... What's that noise?
I don't hear anything.
Oh, it was like... Okay. That was weird then. The aliens are coming and they're beaming directly in my brain. This was also purchased at Firebird Yarns, and this is the shop exclusive colorway.
By Haverland?
By Haverland. I feel like my phone's going off, but it's not. For some reason, I keep hearing that, like... You don't hear that?
What's that?
It's like a vibration noise. It's just me. It's the aliens coming to get me. So this is by Haverland, and she is known for her self-striping. She does a movie-themed self-striping club. Is that?
I don't know.
I think she does. I'm pretty sure she does. So this color is Mosaic Steps, and it's on her Potomac sock, which is a 75-25. And they had a sample. It was just so pretty. So Mom bought me this, and it was a Christmas present. You know, I love a good gobstopper ball. So that was the other thing from Firebird Yarns, but it was in my Christmas gifts. So that is... What did you get? You didn't bring your thing from Firebird Yarns, did you?
No, that's the one I forgot. But I did bring what I got for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. I wonder who got
you. This was a Christmas gift. This is from Nomadic Yarns. Why am I turning it that way? Here we go, Nomadic Yarns. And the colorway is Hagrid. So she saw this and knew that I needed to have it because my boy at home, I thought it would be fun to knit something out of this, probably some socks, and whenever I put this on my feet, I can snuggle up with my Haggy wear.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Mom has a cat named Hagrid. He's very big and very fluffy. And we have videos of him. If you go back and watch episodes from
well, that's
spring, summer of last year.
That's
no,
spring,
summer of the year before.
He's also on my Instagram.
Yeah.
He's a gentle giant,
He's
just
very
like
fluffy.
Hagrid. Yeah, he's just a sweetheart. Everybody loves Hagrid. He's such a sweetheart. You can pick him up and give him the snuggle. He's not trying to fight to get down.
He's a good boy.
He's the best boy.
Yeah. So also, speaking of Christmas gifts, this was my Christmas gift, again, from Mom.
This was a surprise.
This was a surprise. I didn't expect this. So this is from Turtle Pearl Yarns, and it's her striped turtle toes. So these are matching.
Uh-huh.
And the color is 1992, which was a good year, I hear. So, Mom, you saw the colorway name and thought I needed it.
You needed it.
Because I was born in 1992. So I thought it was really pretty. It's
what
very
I really
neon.
love about her is that she does the thing on the back there. It always shows how it will knit up, which I think is really cool. I really like. I've got quite a few of her colorways, and she does some nice yarn.
This pink reminds me of like a windbreaker that I had.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. I see that pink, and like that's the first thing I think of, like this neon-y, almost purple pink. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So very pretty. Love a good self-striping yarn. And then this is actually something that I ordered a long time ago. This is from Woolberry, and she did a not a club, like a box, like an Advent option thing where you could just get the Christmas morning Advent, and it was a skein of yarn, a little candle, and then a recipe. So the recipe was for blueberry scones. It looks interesting. I haven't tried it yet, and the candle smelled really good, but I wanted to show you the yarn. So this is on her berry cashmere base, which is an 80-10-10 cashmere.
That looks soft.
I know, nylon cashmere merino. And the colorway is Snow Globe, and it's her Christmas 2019 colorway. And I want to say this might be the same one that's in her Advent calendar. It's like the thing where you can choose. It's not like a separate colorway. It's just the day 25 for her Advent.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So it's super pretty. And she kind of does this thing like with her speckles. Like I can kind of like tell her own style because she has these bigger speckles, like the really dark ones, on a really light base. And I kind of like that whenever you can see like a dyer's signature. I think it's really interesting. And her label's super pretty.
She has a beautiful label.
Looks like watercolor.
Yeah, it is watercolor.
So this is my first skein from her, and I'm super excited to have it. And it was really fun to open on Christmas morning. So I'll probably do it again next year. So I think that is all of the Throw Me Something Mister. I feel like I have something that I've forgotten about, but if I do, I'll just show it next episode.
Yeah, because I have something I forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm trying to work more from stash this year. I did actually have a breakdown of what I knit last year. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to save it?
Let's save it for next time.
Okay.
I know the very first podcast in January every year, we usually do a recap of what we did the previous year. But I didn't remember about that until I was falling asleep last night. Oops. And I was like, ooh, I was supposed to get all those stats together. So we will save that for next time. I dropped the ball.
That's okay. In the meantime, until next episode, if y'all want to share, get your stats together. And
or do you keep stats? Yeah. Some people don't, but I like to write down what I do and figure out how many yards I knit or how many grams I knit, because some of the yarns I use don't actually give you yardage.
Yeah. Tosh doesn't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
That's the only one I can think of.
Yep.
But
I just find it interesting, and how much of it was knitting for me, and or personal knitting, and how much of it was for charity. And
I noticed this year, I'll talk more about it next episode, but I knit like 10 fewer projects, but only had 1,000 less yards.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's because I knit so many sweaters. Well, I knit 4 sweaters, but still, that's more than the year before.
That's true enough.
Yeah, so just interesting stuff. I think I might try doing a spreadsheet this year instead of just using Ravelry. That way I can track yards in versus yards out.
I do it on a spreadsheet. I actually use, well, last year I did Excel. This year I tried Airtable, but haven't finished. At some point I stopped writing stuff in it, so yeah, I need to go. I have it in Ravelry, but I really want to move it over to Airtable because that's where I keep track over there, or move it into a spreadsheet. Because then that's how I keep track of how much of it was, how many yards were personal, how many yards were, or grams.
Oh yeah, because you do
charity and all that kind of stuff, and that will automatically.
That's more functionality than Ravelry offers.
Well, it keeps a running total.
Yeah, because Ravelry, if you enter in your exact percent of the skein used and you tag it with the year, you can track how many yards you knit per year. Mm-hmm. That's a really useful feature. But I'm not sure how they would do. Well, I guess you could tag it as charity.
Yeah, but then I'd have to keep. I'd have to subtract stuff out. And
it's just easier to do it as.
Yeah, if I'm putting it into the. Yeah, I don't mind doing it that way.
Yeah. So,
also keep track of where things go. If it's charity, where I donated to.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. So feel free to share your stats here, or share them next episode, or gather them now and then share them next episode, or whatever. I don't have a shop update segment right now because I don't know. I'm kind of in that weird beginning of the year phase where I'm dying for shows, I'm dying for clubs, I'm dying for wholesale orders, and then I kind of squeeze in a shop update dialogue when I can. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to be in the next shop update, but I will say 2 Mardi Gras colorways are coming.
So there won't be one tomorrow?
No, there will not be one tomorrow.
So the next one will be the 2 weeks.
The next one will be the 17th. I hope that's the right date because otherwise I look like an idiot. So
somewhere that Friday around there.
The Friday after this Friday, the 10th. So there's 2 new Mardi Gras colorways. I am also planning on some semi-solids, probably Valentine's Day colors, so reds, pinks, purples possibly. And then I have a mini skein set in the works along with a new collection, but that's not going to be until February because it's coinciding with a thing that we're doing. Kind of not too exciting, so don't get too excited. It's exciting, but it's not like a knit along or something. It's a personal thing, but it's very vague. Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't want to give too much away. Oh, also, I don't know why I didn't mention this at the beginning of the episode. For the entire month of January, I am donating 10% of my yarn sales to WIRES, Wildlife Rehabilitation, which is a foundation in Australia that is helping with the wildfires, the wildlife that has been affected by the wildfires. So 10% of my yarn sales, that includes clubs, that includes every skein of yarn sold this month, along with 100% of my pattern sales. Granted, I have 5 paid patterns, but if you want to pay $2 and get a cool hat pattern or something, and the money goes to the wildlife. So I will do a donation at the end of the month and post the thing, but I don't have a lot of yarn in the shop right now, so most of the donations are probably going to come from like per capita donations, not monetary wise, but in terms of volume, most of the donations are going to come from the patterns, hopefully. So if that's something that interests you, I'll link down below. You can click on my Ravelry. I'll link my patterns and everything. So I think that's all we have this time.
Think so?
Yep. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And we will see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.